Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Ron13, and today we are looking at the Gundam 00 Sky from Build Divers. I just finally finished this darn thing. It took what felt like forever, but he's put together, ready to review. But first, let's take a quick look at the box. So on the front, we got a really cool illustration of the 00 Sky with that neat anime sword pose where it just comes right out at you. I absolutely love this pose. You see it all the time in different anime and manga. It's really cool. I've seen like an image where it shows a compilation of all these different people who've done it. It's really cool. Got the name, Gundam 00 Sky. Got that all again in Japanese. Bandai 2018, Build Divers logo, HG Build Divers logo, Bandai logo. And this is before they had switched over to the Bandai Spirits blue logo. On this side, we got some cool assembled shots of it, showing off the rifle, the sword, the long rifle, the smaller sword. Showing off all the different things you can do. You can see here it's got the backpack down into the, what is it called? Lashed mode or something like that. Then you got a call out here for all the other Build Divers kits. Got the GM3 Beam, whatever, the Zero Maru, Galdi Rebake, Momo Kapul. My wife just finished this thing. You'll see a review sometime on it soon. Promise. On the side, we got the same artwork as above. The logos and names. It's showing that it is number 14 in the set. BandaiHobby.net. On this side, we got some blurbs about the suit. Some stuff in Japanese that I can't read. This was when they were still printing the listing price on it, so this was originally 1,500 yen, so about 15 bucks or so. Same thing as the other side. Oh hey, no bluefin sticker on this. And yeah, once again, shout out to Shoki of Shoki Reviews, because he sold this kit to me. Anyway, now that that's done, let's take a look at the actual kit. And here it is. And once again, I gotta say, he looks pretty darn cool. The build for this may have taken forever, but I think it was worth the wait. For anybody who's watched the story, this guy's sort of a combination of the Gundam 00, thus the twin drive units up there, and the Destiny Gundam. That's why he's got the kind of bigger shoulders and these things on the arms. The legs are a little bit Destiny-like too, if I remember correctly. Though really, for the most part, he is very much constructed like a Gundam 00 kit. In fact, one of the primary runners was straight up the 00 kit, which we'll look at that later. So, articulation wise, these things over his shoulders are mounted on a ball joint on his backpack, allowing for a little bit of movement around. You got a flappy flap right here. And I think that is for if you want to move the backpack down, which I have not done this before, so bear with me. There we go. So you can just sort of bring that down. Though it looks like the back thing is interfering a little bit, but we're not going to worry too much about that because I don't think I'm ever going to display him like that. It's something he can do. It's something he does in the show. I thought it looked a little bit on the silly side. I think it looks better to have him up here, making him look even bigger and more impressive. And his leg just fell off. Wow. That's new. We're keeping it. We're doing it live. Well, you know, live as in pre-recorded. Something you should note is I have panel lined this kit. Also, so you see how shiny and reflective that is? That's not part of the standard kit. What I did was I took some of the green sticker bits that they had left over, cut out a section, popped it in there, and using like my fingernail and stuff and a pin, I embedded it into the groove because it did actually have the little scar there in the mold. I just figured that that translucent green plastic was not going to show anything off if we put it with the blue plastic. And I think it looks really cool. I also did something similar on the elbows. Let's see if you can see it. You can just barely make it out, but I have little green circles in there. Focus. So, yeah. Okay. Moving right along. I said articulation, and then I got off on a sidetrack. Head is on a ball socket joint with a little bit of a hinge, so you can move it back and forth a little bit. But the armor around him does restrict his movement a little bit. But you can still get a pretty good range. And yes, I do have the safety nubs on there still because I was feeling paranoid about trying to remove them. Shoulder is on a ball socket joint that also has a butterfly joint allowing for forward movement. What I find a little bit funny is they have molded in a detail that makes it look like it could move up, but it doesn't have that. Anyway, so you can get some pretty decent movement in front of the kit. That's pretty cool. Elbow is kind of quasi double jointed. There's another joint up in here that you can just sort of see. So you get a little bit more than a 90-degree bend. Wrist is on a ball socket joint, and for whatever reason, I don't know if I messed it up or what, but at least on this hand, the joint is incredibly loose, which is unfortunate because that may mean he can't really hold his weapons very well, but we'll get into that a little bit further down in the review. You still have the jointing for everything from the 00 kit, so you can move these forward if you want. You can also open this thing up however you deem fit. I kind of like it like this. And there's a neat little rail system on the side here that lets you rotate these forward. That's primarily for the long rifle here. Ugh. It's scaring me. There we go. It's taking a lot more effort than I feel comfortable with. Okay. So, waist, you have a ball joint here that allows for a little bit of rotation. I think there was a ball joint in here that had for a little bit of ab crunch, but because of the way everything's constructed, you basically get nothing. I have split the skirt armor, and to be honest, I'm wondering if that was a mistake because these things feel like they want to pop off real easily. So you can move up, but the skirt, even with it being split, is causing some blocking issues, mainly because of this blue piece here. Then you have a really nice sort of double jointed knee that you see in a lot of 00 kits, which even has a bit of a part separation thing going on here with the knee armor. That's really cool. You also have the 00 style ankle articulation. When I say 00 style, I think you also see it in IBO. You can also articulate those parts. And then down here, this bit of armor can pop up and slide down a little track to get into place here for an attack thing. And I think that's really cool. I thought that was a neat little addition there. So you can go, hi-ya, yeah. We have fun over here. Okay. So, fairly articulate. Things are bulky enough that it will cause some issues. But you should be able to get at least a few good poses out of him. Gotta remember, he is an HG kit, so kind of temper your expectations accordingly. So, let's look at accessories. To start off, he does have an extra hand. He has an expressive hand for this side, which would be his left. So that's always nice. He's got 2 beam sabers, which combine with part of the hip armor for reasons, and can just go into the hand like so. And for those, he does actually have 2 beam sabers. I just haven't actually trimmed them off and put them on. They are the shorter style beam sabers, but that's somewhat appropriate for a kit that's based off of 00, because I think the normal beam sabers on that one were the shorter variety. Oddly enough, I think these were the exact same beam sabers that came with the Leo. So set those aside. He comes with a really nifty looking rifle that has a little peg thing that you can rotate in and out, and a handle that can flip to whatever side you want. Pop his hand off. To equip it, let's see if I'm remembering this correctly, it should be just the style where you take off the backplate. Yep. There's no peg or anything like that, but it just sort of fits in there pretty snugly. It's not going anywhere. And you see, that's where I popped this on at some point and I thought I heard something pop, and now it does that. It's not falling out, but it is not holding its position. So either I misassembled something or I broke something. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, let's pop that off and get to the big guns. Well, big gun and big sword. Oop, everything's flying away. So, like the Destiny Gundam, he has a big Buster Sword and a big cannon. The sword can fold up and out like this, and then this part comes out, and you actually have 2 beam effect parts here. I got one already cut out, and it should just go in like this, right? Or is it the other way around? This is my first time doing this, actually, so bear with me. There we go. Oh, almost. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that's kind of cool looking. I think it'd be a little bit better if it went further along. It's not quite as impressive as the anti-ship beam sabers that like the Sword Strike or the Sword Impulse have. But it's still pretty darn cool because it's a giant sword, and giant swords are awesome. No matter what. Period. Full stop. At least for me. That is somewhat disappointing. This thing is not holding together very well. I am sad. And again, because something happened with this wrist joint, it just can't support it. Let's see, can I get it in a sort of over the shoulder? I can do that at least. Be like, hey, I got a giant sword and I look pretty badass. Just don't ask me to use it. Next up is the long rifle. And this one actually does not need to be detached from anything to use. So you just sort of rotate that along, flip this out. And if you want, there are actually handles on either side. So you can actually have him grip it, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. And so here he is with everything. That looks pretty cool. In fact, I'm going to get a picture of that, I think. Thumbnail material for that, yeah. Let's see if I can get this back on without making a big mess of everything. So overall, it's okay, but some construction issues I have, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it now, have made me not like it nearly as much as maybe I would normally. I am very curious to check out its predecessor, the 00 Diver, because I'm wondering if that one maybe is a little bit more stable in some parts. But I don't regret getting it by any means. I just don't know if I would highly, highly recommend it for other people. Real quick, before we sign off, let me show off one other thing, and we can do a quick comparison. The beam rifle can equip on its butt. That little peg just pops it right over there and falls right off because I didn't plug it in all the way. There we go. It doesn't look particularly awesome like that, though. For comparison, here it is next to his best friend's mobile suit, the Jagan Blastmaster, who's looking a lot bigger than him. Wow. Yeah, he is a lot bulkier. But he is a bulky Universal Sentry suit, while this guy is supposed to be a sort of thin 00 style suit. And like I said, he's far more 00 than he is Destiny Gundam. So, yeah. Oh, wait. One other accessory thing he comes with is this thing is a little adapter thing that you can attach to the backpack so you can equip it to other guys. I'm not going to worry about that though, because that's a lot of effort for this and I don't feel like it. He has a lot of extra parts. Set you guys aside. And some of them are kind of interesting. So yeah, he comes with the A runner for, I think this is pretty much the straight up the 00 Gundam. So he has like the original torso, some other parts. I think these are parts from the arms. He also has parts for the Geon sword weapons. Like you can actually make these up and have like little Geon pistol-like things because you have all the parts there. It's a lot of the translucent parts. And then he has like the feet and torso and other parts in clear plastic. And for the life of me, I don't know why. I know they casted these in clear because they wanted them to be clear for whatever reason, not green. But none of these parts were used for anything. So I guess maybe clear plastic is cheaper than colored plastic? I don't know. So yeah, for real this time, this has been a review. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. Check the description below for links to my storefront for official Shelf Space t-shirts and other merchandise. Also, as of this recording, the Balls for Balls contest is well underway, so please check the description below for links to that. There's also a link to the storefront for the Balls for Balls things, where you can get official t-shirts for that. Remember, all the profits and proceeds for that go to Testicular Cancer Society. So yeah, once again, thank you, and I'll see you the next time you invade my shelf space.